Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for coming back. So today we're going to be tackling this strawberry crochet bag. Ooh, I wonder what it's going to look like. You have to wait until the end if you want to know what it looks like, by the way. So yeah, I was looking for a pattern for a bag like this with strawberries, but they all had, instead of a diagonal granny square, they had a normal granny square where the strawberry was facing downwards, whereas I wanted it to be on a diagonal. Anyway, I thought, why don't I just make my own? So we're going to be making it in a cream wool yarn just because I had enough of it and it's the right color, so that's what it's going to be made out of. But yeah, the strawberry will be made out of acrylic yarn. I'll put links in the description for a solid granny square and for the strawberries. Oh, also I think the handle is the same as another tote bag, so I will link that video in the description, and if you want to learn how to make the handle, watch that video. Anyway, on to voiceover, Charlotte. Okay, for this project, you will need 2 skeins of cream wool yarn for the main body, less than 1 skein of red wool for the strawberry, and less than 1 skein of wool for the top of the strawberry. I use a 5mm hook. I also used a little bit of fabric to line the bag. I'm not too sure how much though, definitely less than a meter. And then we are going to be making 13 granny squares and 13 strawberries, and that in total will make up all the materials we will be using and the pieces we will be making to make this lovely strawberry bag. Anyway, let's get to it. So I have already made 5 granny squares, so we're gonna keep doing that. Anyway, here's a little time lapse. Have a little bit of a crochet and chat with you guys, because I feel like just watching me do a time lapse of making granny squares isn't the most interesting thing in the world. But yeah, I just thought we'd have a little chat. So I just finished watching this lady on YouTube called Mina Lee, and she posts like video essays about fashion, culture, you know, trends, things like that, and I just find them so interesting because the one that I just watched is called Third Places, Stanley Cup Mania and the Epidemic of Loneliness, and that one goes for about 40 minutes. It's really interesting because, you know, she does her research and like her aesthetic is just amazing. But yeah, it was basically just talking about how friendship is on the decline, like currently more than ever, but also like the different types of friendships and how a lot of people nowadays see friendships as transactional relationships. Like one example she gave was people saying that they wouldn't want to pick up their friend for the airport because, you know, they're not paying them, which is to me insane. I don't know, I find that so funny. But yeah, she also talked about the Stanley Cup Mania and how everybody's like collecting these Stanley Cups like in absurd quantities. Like people will have like, I don't know, 40 cups, and it's like, you only really need one. But yeah, talking about how the decline of friendship and in-person meetups and third spaces has kind of resulted in people finding happiness and like dopamine and serotonin hits and doing things like collecting cups. Anyway, she talks about it much better than I do right now, but I just thought it was so interesting. Like recently I've just been watching so many video essays because I've been trying to watch more long form content than short, because I feel like my attention span is really going, and I feel like I need to actually be watching stuff that is educational and not just like mindless blabber. But if you're gonna start watching video essays, I definitely recommend Mina Lee. She's just amazing. I think I'm on my 8th granny square at the moment, and I think I need 13 in total. So I'm just gonna be finishing this one, and then I'm gonna move on to number 9. Okay, so I have just finished the 13 granny squares that I need for the bag, and we're gonna move on to making these strawberries. So now I have my materials for my strawberries, so I'm going to make 13 of those to match the 13 granny squares that I just made. Let's churn these out. Okay, so I actually started making the strawberries into different hook sizes because I wanted to see the difference in size to see which one would go best with the tote bag. So I did this one in a 3.5mm hook, and I did this one in a 5mm hook. As you can see, the stitches are a lot tighter on this side, and the stitches are a little bit bigger on this one, and the holes are a little bit bigger. So when I make my bookmarks, I actually use a 3.5mm hook because I want it to be a bit smaller and tighter. However, on this tote bag, I actually want the strawberry to be a bit bigger, and it's going to be sewn on anyway, so I'm not too mad about the holes being on there. I think I'm going to go with this size because I think it fits the square better. So I'm just steaming the strawberries, and then I'm going to stitch them onto the granny squares. Strawberries are done, and we're now going to sew them onto the granny squares. So here we have our granny square and our strawberry. So I'm going to sew them on like this, and then I will come back to you when we start the process of sewing them all together. Okay, don't be mad at me. I accidentally forgot about you and I started sewing together the bag and I wasn't videoing it, so I'm gonna show you the rest of me sewing it together now. I'm sorry, okay? So it has come to the second last part. Chino, don't interrupt me. The handles, okay. And then we will line it and then we are done. So, the time has come to line this bag. I have finished the handles. Ooh. So, I'm gonna cut out the fabric, make sure it fits, sew it, and then cut out the fabric, sew it on, and then we'll be done. But yeah, let's go to animated Charlotte, and she can show you exactly what's going to be happening.
Okay, so for the lining of the bag, we have 2 body pieces and 2 strap pieces. So for the body pieces, we are going to be sewing the bottom and the sides together, and for the strap pieces, we are going to sew either side of the straps to make sure they don't fray. Then to secure them to the bag, we are going to take the strap pieces and then sew them to the underside of the straps, and then we are going to sew the body pieces to the top of the bag. Now back to Charlotte, cutting out the lining pieces. Lovely.
Got all our pieces, and now we're going to iron them, pin them, sew them. Okay, I've taken these pieces of material, done boom this so there's no fraying on the top. You know how it goes. Gonna sew these bad boys together and then sew it onto the tote bag right here, on the top. And then put these on too. So yeah, I'm just gonna show you that. Got one main piece done and one strap. So we're gonna do the other 2 now. Just go through. Having your machine unthread itself yourself as you go to use it, it awakens another level of rage within me. I seem calm, but I could fight someone. It better stay in now. Now I'm going to sew the two main body pieces together, and then we're going to pin the tops of the main pieces to the crochet bag, and then pin the handles as well, and then sew, and then we'll be done!
I'm hoping that this aligns perfectly, because the last one that I made fit really well, and if this doesn't fit, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm just gonna have to redo the whole lining again, and I don't think if I have the mental capacity to do that. Like, some people are so resilient, and I'd say I am resilient too, but sometimes it gets to a point when I'm like really tired and I've got a headache, and I'm like, no, I'm too sleepy and tired, not now. So I'm putting on the last hand strap thing. What's the word? Handle? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to finish the bag and sew the lining on. I've been waiting for this the whole week. It has been a process, okay? Let's get to it. And the bag is done. Cue fancy video of me showing off the bag now. Here is the final product. Finally done. It looks so gorgeous. I love the cream with the strawberries. It's giving very much cottagecore. Eliza doing some great modeling, you know. Also, as you can see, it is lined, so no stretching is going to be happening with this crochet. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment, subscribe, and like. Bye!